Hello? Are we back? I think we're back. Let's watch this video.
I own what I have done. I own the mistakes that I have made. You cannot intimidate and bully me into backing down
Damn.
when I know that legally and morally I am in the right and I have the evidence to back it up.
Wow, this is getting kind of nasty and personal at this point, and I just wanted to give people kind of their side. But at every turn, I hope you understand, I'm getting contradictory stories, down to if the McNeffs knew about her history in the first place.
Like they're bringing up something that I told them about.
Wait, you told them?
Told them. They asked me.
They said they had no idea. They said if we knew, we would have never hired her.
Because we would not have hired her had we known this.
I told them I had a record from when I was 18. There was a family issue that, and didn't go into all of the details, but they were like, that's so long ago, we're gonna hire you based on who you are now.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. You guys can make up your own mind. My point is, one side says up, the other says down, and it gets to the point both sides start hinting.
I don't have opinion. Well, I do have opinion. I think the company behind this are scumbags. I think they're nasty people, and I think they should have consequences.
That they have photographic proof from the night of November 14th that proves the other side is lying. And so I'm like, look, at this point, let's stop talking. Show me the Legos.
Where I was told we are 100% have possession of photos that prove that the Gormans are lying. And then you guys are telling me we 100% have possession of photos that prove this side's lying. Who's gonna drop the photos first? I mean, I feel like someone just has to, somebody's right here.
And after a lot of convincing, both sides agreed to show me the photos, corporate and the Gormans. In fact, I scheduled the calls to do this an hour apart from each other. But let's remember their positions for a second. The Gormans say whatever was left unsold of Brian's collection that was in that store spreadsheet was in Salem store the night of November 14th. Then you have corporate.
That's when they switched ownership.
Side. They say whatever was left that night was maybe $2,000 to $5,000 of Legos. The rest was either stolen by thieves, the Gormans, or held off site. It was not in that store. And on both sides, there's a lot to lose here, right? You've got the Gormans, who basically have been insinuated to have been stealing. And for Josh and Brandon too, the new franchise owners, there's a lot on the line. I reached out to Josh and he told me, I think her pictures would only show a few sets and minifigs. I replied, so if I can prove that the Lego sets were in the store, that will prove Brandon was lying? Josh replies, if it shows something different, then yes, I will eat my words. So the stakes have been established. And let's see the evidence, starting with Matt McNeff. First, he showed me the video, October 24, 2024, for a baseline of how the store looked.
So this is the Salem Kaiser location, is that correct?
Salem Kaiser location, yes.
So is it fair to say I'm seeing quite a few Legos here? I mean, I'm seeing a store of Legos. You'd agree?
There's a good amount of Lego on hand. This isn't what I would say is a well-stocked bricks and minifigs, but it's not terrible. It's I would say a little below average as far as overall stock. So now let's go to November 14th. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So November 14th, when Brandon was in there helping.
Wait, this is the day. This is like the big day.
This is the day.
Hold on, I gotta prep myself emotionally for this.
Okay.
This is a big deal. This is D-Day. This is the big moment. This is Brandon takes over the store. We don't know where the Legos are after this moment.
We don't know where the Legos are after this moment. And I want to point out again that we've had this for a while. We haven't this is the first time we've shown this publicly. We've been waiting for our attorneys to give us the approval to say, hey, this is okay now to share in this capacity. So we'll go through these pictures. This is what Josh saw, or not Josh, sorry, Brandon saw. He took pictures of everything in the store, all the inventory in the store. This is what the shelves looked like compared to what you just saw a moment ago.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot less. Just to state the obvious, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like.
Is
way
there just
less,
Legos
so
on the
I'm seeing
fucking
a lot
floor?
Less. Just to
What is all this?
state the obvious, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like way less.
So yeah, the pictures I was being shown on November 14th, those shelves looked emptier than they did on the day of October 24th. But to be fair to the Gormans, they addressed the empty shelves themselves.
As we get to the very end of this video in particular, right here, you'll see that empty space right here. So this is the retired and certified set section that we have to keep separate from the new in box current sets being sold by Lego. All those empty spaces up there were the sets that we had on display during the day from Brian's collection that every night when the store closed, we pulled off and put back into the safe and then put back out in the morning.
So when they say, see, there's empty space on the shelves, yeah, because we put them in safes at
Yeah.
night to keep them safe.
Because we have giant windows.
Yeah, it's an explanation that kind of makes sense given the history of burglary. Now, of course, this is something I
Makes sense, no? Makes sense.
had to ask the McNeffs about.
Is this a case of, did y'all see Star Wars sets in the back? Did y'all not see the Star Wars sets in the back? Did he take, not in the back, but specifically in a safe. Like there were a bunch of Star Wars sets in a safe. Did Brandon see those? Has there been talk of those? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. My understanding is that he took pictures of everything, and all those photos I showed you of the Star Wars were all the photos, or was literally all the Star Wars inventory in the store.
Yeah, the McNeffs say all of the photos should be with Brandon of all the Star Wars items. And to be fair to them, they showed me a lot more pictures and even showed me a spreadsheet of all the Star Wars sets in the store the night Brandon took it over. And it valued to about like $5,000 to $10,000 or so. But then I had to ask.
Oh, sorry, here's another kind of set.
Okay.
Do you think y'all have all of these?
Very likely.
Okay.
Again, I'd be surprised if we didn't.
But then I couldn't help myself. I started to bring up some of Crystal's photos to see if they matched up.
Have you seen this before?
Not that I recall.
So do you see that?
Yep.
So do you see it's in like some kind of like a safe thing? I don't know if you can see the sides there.
Looks like a bookshelf to me, but sure.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I think the important thing is making sure that all of these are in the inventory for Mansell.
Sure. Sure. That's cool.
75041.
Yep. The Vulture Droid.
75169.
169 I'm not seeing, so there may be... Okay, so there's one that is not on our list.
Let's try this. 10240.
Okay, nope, not seeing that one either.
What about 9?
What are they doing?
493.
3. I don't see that one either. So, maybe those were locked at the time, and Brandon did not get those pictures.
All right, that's kind of a problem because the Gormans had over 200 photos of this store. I definitely knew looking at these photos, there's a lot more Legos in the Gormans photos, by quite a lot that Brandon's photos just didn't show. But corporate didn't really see it that way.
But, still, in the grand scheme of things, we're not talking, again, 10 times the amount of sets here.
I don't know. I haven't shown all the photos yet. I don't know exactly how much.
If there's a calculable figure that we can look at and say, great, this is what was there, I promise you it's not $100,000 worth of Lego. And so where's the rest of it? He got me. I don't know.
Maybe I'm a little too in my head about this U-Haul story. You don't think it could have been some U-Haul thing? There's no way.
Oh, yeah, have we talked about the U-Haul yet? We gotta talk about the U-Haul for a second.
It's the U-Haul.
This is another one of those things that was like really disputed between the two parties, was this U-Haul that supposedly was driven up to the store the night of the takeover.
So when Brandon came to the store that night, he was driving a U-Haul truck.
Now, in typical fashion, this was immediately disputed.
Brandon showed up to the Salem store in a rental car. When he came to get the keys from Crystal, he was there in a rental car, not in a U-Haul.
It wasn't until after he told me he was taking the keys and locking me out that I really kind of paid attention to the fact that he had a large, not the small, the large U-Haul truck.
So yeah, I just kept hearing about this U-Haul truck. Now, why is it significant, U-Haul or not? Well, one, a U-Haul truck can fit a lot of Legos, but the big reason it mattered to me was because I was actually called by an ex-employee of the Bricks and Minifix store in Eugene, Oregon. Remember, that's the one that Brandon and Josh owned, and he told me something very interesting.
I'm a former employee, started in 2024, and I was working under the old manager, Brian, and he sold the store to Brandon Best and Josh.
What store was this? Bricks and Minifigs where?
Eugene.
Okay, now what did you see that made you want to talk to me?
I saw Reckless Ben's YouTube video about the Salem store closing down because when I was talking to my co-workers about the situation about Salem, and when we were told through other employees that it was just a bad area to work in, it was like haunted, if you will, is what was going around. But after seeing the video of Reckless Ben, he exposed them, and it makes a lot more sense with what we dealt with Brandon and Josh. Like, oh, Crystal stole Lego sets and bolted out of the country.
Who says that?
Brandon Best told us when he was dropping off all the Lego sets to us that night. It was a bunch of used Lego sets that were like saran wrap. They had Star Wars City. There's just a lot of stuff. It was like a medium-sized U-Haul truck.
Wait, they brought a U-Haul truck.
Yeah, from Salem to Eugene.
And to Eugene, and it had a bunch of Star Wars sets on it?
Yeah, Star Wars sets, like everything. A bunch of used stuff too.
Wait, when and was this when they took over the store from Crystal?
I believe so, yes. Yes, because he said that Crystal stole
The
them.
plot thickens. The plot thickens. I mean, I knew he was a scumbag, but I didn't know he stole them, like, right off the bat.
And left the country.
While he has a U-Haul of Legos?
Yeah.
Interesting. Weird.
So, and he said, we're just going to hold on to this stuff until corporate tells us where we have to distribute it. And we're like, oh, well, it'd make more sense if we could take it because we're kind of struggling with, the product we put on the shelves.
Oh my gosh. We really got to find out. Was there a U-Haul that night or not? Because everybody's disagreeing about it. This Eugene, Oregon guy says, oh yeah, a U-Haul showed up with Star Wars sets in it. Brandon was talking about the Salem store. You've got Matt McNeff saying there was no U-Haul there. It was a rental car. You've got Crystal saying, yeah, I thought it was really weird. There was a U-Haul truck there. So I told the McNeffs, I really got to find out what the truth is here.
If you know anything about it, let me know, because that's just something I heard.
I do, and it has nothing to do with the Salem store. Well, at least not the Salem store in the way that it is there. Brandon showed up to the Salem store in a rental car. When he came to get the keys from Crystal, he was there in a rental car, not in a U-Haul.
So when there was the handoff, there wasn't a U-Haul, it was a rental car.
Correct. He was there.
Dropping frames?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think any of the, like, if you were to look at the footage, the ring cameras, all that stuff, you won't see a U-Haul sitting anywhere in the parking lot.
So after hearing all of this, I realized, look, I just got to find the evidence. So I start sifting through these photos I have, right? I realize I have a parking lot photo. I check it. No U-Haul, just a red truck out there. I check another photo where you could see the window, but the problem is it's night outside, so you can't see. And so I'm looking at everything I can, and there's just nothing, I have this alternate angle. I'm looking at that, and then, wait a minute. Zoom in on that photo. Bring up the brightness of this photo a little bit, and my gosh, there's a U-Haul in the parking lot right outside of the store the night of November 14th, 2024. This is something that Matt said he had seen footage of, and it couldn't be true.
And again, I believe I have seen footage from that night that shows clearly out into the parking lot, and there's no U-Haul.
After seeing this, I said, I really have to make a call. And that's when the story changed.
So last night, I talked with Matt McNeff. I brought up this question of the U-Haul. He told me emphatically there was no U-Haul. Y'all came to me this morning. You said, hey, we looked into it. There actually was a U-Haul there that night. Can you clear up what that's about?
So there's actually two different things that are going on here, just to help you understand. So
I don't like this guy. Just to help you understand with the stupid ass mustache. Just to help you understand.
and I don't know if
What is
things
it?
that are going on here, just to help you understand. And I don't know if you want this particularly not on the record, but we do know of a disgruntled former employee that worked at another location, that back on the 24th of October, there was a U-Haul that went to a storage unit in Salem for another previous franchisee, like for a different situation that we had just gone through some things, and he had a previously, like, hey, I have some inventory that I didn't turn over that I was supposed to. It's at this storage location. You guys can come pick it up. And so Brandon was sent on that day to pick up with a U-Haul inventory that then he moved down, but that was October 24th.
So when we're talking about this ex-employee, you're saying they are conflating the October 24th event of the U-Haul coming up to Eugene with Legos with some time after November 14th, after the store takeover. Is that correct? Am I understanding that?
Yes.
So this is now kind of a strange story. Corporate is saying there was a U-Haul at the Eugene store dropping off Lego, but that was from a different night, different collection. The CEO says Brandon showed up to Salem on October 24th for his secret shopper job with Crystal, and separately, he also was getting a different collection of Legos that also included Star Wars, and that's what he brought to the Eugene store, and the former employee is remembering. Then, weeks later, on November 14th, Brandon supposedly shows up again with a U-Haul, but the reason isn't for hauling Legos.
Brandon flew in to Eugene that night. At midnight. So on the flew from Utah on the 13th, but landed in Oregon on midnight of the 14th.
I don't like this guy. Something about it.
Went and got a rental truck, and then went and stayed at a trailer that had previously been moved up there in anticipation, meaning like a camper trailer, in anticipation of the potential hostile takeover previously.
Is that why he had a U-Haul? Is that the reason he had a U-Haul, was for this camper, or what's going on with the?
Yes. So then what happens is he takes his rental vehicle truck, and he tries to connect the trailer, the camping trailer, to that truck, and it's not rated for that particular weight, and he realized, oh crap. He called around and found that U-Haul had a rating for one of their box trucks, and so he grabbed that, went and got it at 10 a.m. on the 14th, and so he then went and hooked that trailer up to the camping trailer to a U-Haul, drove that trailer down to another location where he could set up the camping trailer in Salem, dropped off the camper trailer, and then he arrived in a U-Haul to the Salem store, and then went in, said hi to Crystal, and then as she was leaving, the door shuts, and so he locks it, calls the locksmith, takes him a while to finish up the changing of the locks. Brandon at this point is pretty exhausted, so and he has an hour drive back to Eugene to drop off the rental truck. So he drops it off at midnight or 1 o'clock, something like that, grabs the rental truck, and then heads back up to the camper trailer in Salem, and then probably gets in at around 2 or 3 in the morning, spends a couple of that's a little bit of sleep before he has to head back to the store at 9 a.m. before the other employees get there. The timeline that is trying to be portrayed just makes absolutely zero sense.
Okay, so I asked, obviously, for documentation of all of this from Brandon, and here's what I got. First, the U-Haul contract on November 14th. This checks out what we already know. Then I got sent a photo, the last one Brandon took in the Salem store, dated 9:44 p.m., where you can see what looks like the inside of a bird cage that the Gormans had. And lastly, I was sent a photo Brandon took of the mileage in the U-Haul. as he dropped it back off at the rental place on November 15th, 12:41 a.m. Now, the time gap there is about 3 hours between the last photo in Salem to dropping the U-Haul off, which is a bit of a problem for our timeline.
Yeah, it took like 4 hours. I mean, I worked till like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta get up early for, my other job.
You moved 4 hours of Legos out of this truck.
Yeah.
All right, so as weird as this U-Haul thing is, the timeline just doesn't fit, to be honest. If it took 4 hours to unload, you can't also drive to another city, load and unload and drop off the U-Haul in that time. But still, even if this is true, it's pretty weird, and it's one of the most bizarre stories I've ever heard, to have a U-Haul thing back to back.
I really hope that this manages to do something, right? Like, I hope at the end of the day, it's not like, yeah, we found out these dudes are scumbags, but we can't do anything about it.
One of the times you're picking up Legos, the other time you're not, you're taking a camper. Nevertheless, without more proof, we kind of have to move on to another theory of how to find these missing Lego. This time, let's take the photographs that we have and reconstruct what was in the night on November 14th. Remember, that's the moment we lost the Lego. And this time, we're going to combine it with two more things. First, from corporate, I got the point of sale records from the Salem store from 2023 to 2024. And secondly, from Crystal Gorman, I got her internal records of Brian's inventory of what was sold or not in order to pay him and keep track of prices. Now, before we piece things together, I need to address something. At the beginning of this story, you saw the social post saying this collection was worth $200,000. That's what everyone knows this story as, the $200,000 Lego collection. But sadly, that post was entirely wrong. In Crystal Gorman's inventory, which has a high and low estimate value of these various Lego items, the real estimated value is about $107,000. They give high estimates and low estimates, but that's right there in the middle. And for simplicity, I'll just be using averages and estimates here, but understand that, these numbers are not firm, given that they're unsold Legos. It's just rough possibilities. But the point is, it's worth nowhere near $200,000. And Reckless Bin, the one who made the original video covering this, said that surprised him.
Yeah, this entire time, literally every single person's been telling me there were $200,000. Like, that's how much, you could sell all these sets for.
My original assessment of about $200,000 was going up to his father's house and looking in 3 different rooms with all the sets. It was before I'd actually gone through and had set numbers and done an actual evaluation. I looked at it and went based on as things progressed, and as I started to delve more into the actual inventory and evaluating it, that number changed. But we put out the press release well in advance of the event itself, so that press release went out before I had those full numbers. So we went, this is a nice...
I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be right back. We back.
even number that will grab attention and bring people into the store. So we went with that.
And
Yeah.
still, to believe that is accurate at the high end. Like, it was one of those things where when she was looking through and going, well, it says this and it says this, like, you don't think even at the high end?
You haven't actually seen the spreadsheet.
No, I haven't.
You might want to cut that part out because he hasn't actually seen the inventory sheet.
The spreadsheet says about from between 85,000 to 120 something thousand. In the midpoint about 107 or something like that. Of what was inventory. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this has been a really big point of misinformation to clear up, because if we're ever going to find the missing Lego, we need to start with the right number, the right value. It's about $107,000. Now, between 2023 and 2024, the Gormans record sales of about $24,000 of Brian's collection in their inventory tracking list. And
It's a
of
lot
those
of money.
sales, Brian was entitled to about
It's a lot of
65
money.
to 70% of it. He was paid $17,000, which roughly tracks with that. Which means on November 14th, the big night, the remaining amount of Brian's collection that should have been in there is about $82,000. Now, it doesn't take a genius to realize this is a very different number than corporate provided, who found only $2,000 to $5,000 of it linked to Brian. And later they said they only found $13,000 to $15,000 in total Lego Star Wars.
So you're talking maybe $11,000 to $15,000 total Star Wars, and that's all Star Wars inventory in the whole store.
So that's corporate side of the story, but I didn't want to take their word for it. So I went through Crystal's photos myself, which she shared with me, and hired people to go through and hand tag the Star Wars Legos that were in these photos. We looked through over 200 plus photos, multiple videos, and matched what we saw with Brian's collection. In the end, I ended up with about $21,000 of Legos matching Brian's collection that can be proven to be in the store on the night of November 14th. Now, to state the obvious, that's about 3 to 5 times what corporate estimated, at least on their press release. Now, yes, there are inherent errors in these estimates. Maybe we picked up some Lego that matched Brian's collection, but wasn't Brian's. But even though this is a bigger number than corporate said, I have to admit, even with pretty generous assumptions being made, there's still a huge gap of about $61,000 here that I just couldn't find. But then I learned Brian had made a special side deal with M&R Productions, who had recently purchased some Legos from him. And this is where it starts to get messy. So these are the pictures that M&R Productions sent me, looking at the Lego that Brian sold him. This was stuff reportedly in storage, and it's interesting because of an early inventory list, which had a column called Location that Crystal used. And it listed a lot of the Star Wars items as being located in what they called storage. Now, previously, I was told that all of the stuff in storage was put back in the store, but there's a bunch that's on this list that I can't find in the store that seem to appear in these pictures. Now, I've been assured, by the way, that most of these Legos were not part of the inventory spreadsheet. They were never given to Bricks and Minifigs. This is a separate part of the collection, but
Right.
I did a check, and 100% of the items that match the Brian collection inventory just so happen to be listed with a location of storage. So this starts to make things incredibly fuzzy, and I'm inclined to believe that a lot of these are part of that same inventory list. Now, if we take that value of the side deal, that's about $10,000 to $20,000 that's not actually missing. Now, it was at this point I started looking more at the point of sales records. I realized maybe we
Your
could
ads in 2 minutes.
find some of this missing Lego there too. So this is from the Salem internal store records. Like, I guess this is what is entered when someone does a sale, and it's everything from September 2023 to November 2024 of Star Wars anything. And by the way, before we continue, yes, this was all a lot of work. If you want to, please support us on Patreon. That's how this show gets made. But anyways, according to those records, about $51,000 in sales went through during this time period in a way that matched Brian Mansell's collection. Now, that really worried me because Crystal's inventory list showed only $24,000 in sales for
I
Brian.
gotta take a shit. My bad. Yeah, I'm back.
And Brian was only paid for that amount. But suddenly, I remembered back to a time when I spoke to Crystal, and I asked how much was sold prior to the takeover.
Which is something similar from what you told me, Crystal.
Yeah.
You told me, hey, it was about 50-something thousand.
Yeah.
But Brian was only paid 17,000.
Okay.
And it should have been about double that. And I'm just trying to make sense of that, given that everyone's accusing each other of theft
Yeah.
right now. You understand?
I mean, without seeing any of those records, without seeing those individual tickets, I can't answer that any better.
Okay, this is kind of a problem. The math ain't math in here. 65 to 70% of 50,000 is almost double what we believe Brian was paid. And digging into the details, it turns out a lot of these sales come from what Crystal's spreadsheet actually categorizes as layaways, meaning they were marked as having been sold, but layaways are when someone puts a down payment on an item and later pays it off. But the problem was there were a lot of these, worth about $20,000 in layaway, and that felt a little strange to me. And because of that, I asked Josh Johnson, the incoming owner, and he responded, quote, "There were 2 to 3 items on layaway when they took over."
So on the list of that, on the inventory list, do you know about how many layaways
I
there
haven't
were?
gone through and done a count, but I know it was vastly more than 2 to 3.
It was about 98.
That makes sense.
So there were about $15,000 to $25,000 worth of sets on layaway.
Okay.
That's just the part that's surprising. That's the part that I can't get my head around. I go, how could, let me just be really honest. I don't believe there was that much layaway. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. How could there be that much layaway? I don't know. It's like I don't believe, because I was talking to some people about bricks and minifigs. They go, yeah, there's some layaway. There's not that much layaway. I talked to people who were neutral, kind of on corporate side, but also people who were just normal bricks and minifigs people. They say there's not that much layaway. Help me understand why there's $20,000 worth of layaway here.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. If you talk to other bricks and minifigs locations, layaway is extremely rare. I think outside of the Brian's collection,
Okay, good. I'm not crazy here. So then why was there so much layaway there?
No, absolutely not. Outside of Brian's collection, I think at the time we maybe had 2 used sets on layaway outside of his collection.
Okay.
It was not a common thing traditionally. I don't know that
What you mean by that?
we'd ever done layaway before the collection came in. With Brian's collection, it was a little bit different because so much of this collection were new in box, all in one place, reasonably priced, and a lot of the harder to find items. And so customers would come in and put, I'm going to guess probably half of those layaway items were not going to be sold to the person who took them on layaway. Because we had several that would put them on layaway and then change their mind. So this was something like, somebody would come in and want 10 different sets, but only be able to buy 1. Can I put the rest of those on layaway so you don't sell them? I'll pay $10 to put these sets on layaway. Traditionally with layaway, we would ask for 10% down. They'd have 30 days to make their next payment, or we'd refund the layaway amount and then put it back on the shelf. Because this collection was the collection it was, and I wanted to give these people the opportunity to, to get these sets, we were a lot more generous with how long and the amount of payments that people could make towards the layaway. So a lot of these, we had several of them. I think one of the Ewok villages, we put on layaway 4 different times, and then it came off of layaway and back on layaway and then off and then sold. So a lot of these would have gone on and off of layaway and then back out on the shelf, just depending on the person who was putting it on layaway. That was completely unique to this collection.
So look, I'll be honest. I don't trust Josh Johnson, but something is weird here.
So a lot of these are, look at this. It says POS final sale price, but it's listed as a layaway, but it's sold for $5.99.
Yeah.
Because it matches with the store sale price.
Okay.
So Were they on layaway? Were they accidentally marked layaway on the spreadsheet? What's going on there?
I mean, without seeing the actual sales ticket and seeing what else, like what items were sold together, what else was sold with it, I can't actually see the sales ticket. We had several layaway items in which customers were putting multiple things on layaway, paying for most of one item, and then, or they were buying, 8 different things together and then putting all of them on layaway and making payments on multiple items at the same time. Our Ewok Village was one of those cases. At some point, he had, I think, like 8 or 9 different items on layaway. So they'd come in and make a payment for a bulk payment. I've got 800 things on layaway. I'm going to make $100 on my payment. One customer in particular would do that, and then when he'd gotten up high enough to pay for one set, we'd pull that set out, mark it as sold. So without seeing the actual tickets and my layaway records, I cannot answer a question any clearer than that.
But I even found more than that in this POS data. I also found about $10,000 in sales that match Brian's collection that were not marked as sold under this inventory spreadsheet.
Some of our things that were not found were explained by the POS system because they were found in the POS system as being sold. So like they weren't marked on the spreadsheet, but they were marked as sold via the POS system. And this is about $10,000 worth of Lego that basically were matched.
See, and I don't know. Take anything happening from, let's see, sorry, I'm trying to do math here. I don't know without being able to see all of the records. There is a possibility that the consignments were ended when I wasn't at work and I just didn't go through and pull them up. They didn't get put in the consignment ticket. I hadn't gone through those consignments in a couple of months. I hadn't gone through the inventory in the back room in a couple of months. So it is entirely possible there were sales that were finished that I never clocked as being finished. I don't know that without going through and actually seeing it.
But you're saying it's possible stuff was sold, not updated on this inventory list.
It's entirely possible that stuff did not get updated on my spreadsheet. I'm not going to sit here and claim it's not possible. It's possible I missed things.
So where does this leave us? I know some people are jumping to conclusions here, but I must remind you that on the night of November 14th, 2024, Crystal Gorman was concerned about Brian getting paid or not getting paid.
He has not been paid his percentage yet, and if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
Okay. So Crystal, ultimately, that's a business thing and not necessarily yours. Brandon will take, just taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment.
So obviously, one could see that and say she was
that's sketchy as shit.
Intending to reconcile with Brian. Maybe she hadn't gotten around to it. And of course, corporate will probably take a more cynical view of what she's doing by printing these receipts. But the point is, regardless of whose side you're on, I think we can all agree there's a lot of weird stuff here on all sides. Abnormal stuff. Sure, maybe you can chalk some of this up to bad record keeping between the U-Haul, the layaways, the $20,000 in Lego sets that corporate called $2,000 to $5,000 that was there that night, the off-book deals. But even if we can't fully know 100%, what these weird things were about, I think they tell a story of what actually happened to Brian's collection. In a way, multiple people, I think, are kind of right, kind of wrong. The Gormans were correct that more of that collection was there that night of the takeover than previously thought. But corporate also alleged that some of it was offsite, and that appears to be partly true, although some of that is disputed, and it looks like, way more of the collection was sold and layawayed than Brian was paid for. But all in all, there's a lot less missing than many people think, especially if your starting number is $200,000. I estimated, and I must emphasize, estimated with bad records, that there's only about $10,000 to $20,000 in Lego that isn't explained by one of these sources. This isn't to say Brian's been fully compensated. Much of this Brian wasn't paid for that I know of, so I estimate he's still out about $50,000 to $83,000 for Lego he wasn't compensated for. And I think honestly that's something that Bricks and Minifigs obviously should handle and make right. Regardless of what a franchisee does, the new one, the old one, the company behind it must stand behind their product, their service, and I can't imagine a better example of a company doing the opposite. Unfortunately, Bricks and Minifigs has chosen to deflect and dodge responsibility at most opportunities and created a really awful customer experience that has snowballed into this crazy series of events. But instead of taking accountability for that, they've taken an aggressive legal strategy, which I told them personally was a horrible idea. As of writing this, Brian Mansell is being sued for $1.3 million as part of a legal campaign against him and Reckless Ben and any of the associates. Remember, Brian is the same guy who lost all these Legos at Bricks and Minifigs store. And I told the CEO and COO that's ridiculous and they should drop this. Look, mistakes have been made by plenty of people here, but there's a lot more people who have inflicted self-owns, the likes of which we've rarely seen, by just choosing the worst possible path at every fork in the road. No pun intended. But the best path to making things right, in my view, is by just making Brian whole and moving on. Drop the aggressive legal strategy. You are a Lego store at the end of the day. You are supposed to be about fun, not about a rerun of Suits. But anyways, that's my investigation. Those are my closing thoughts. And I knew I wanted to approach everyone involved in this whole story with my results and see what they thought to close things out.
Does all that make sense to you? Because I'm showing everyone in this story and saying, hey,
the thing
are
that
any of these numbers blowing your mind, or is any of this crazy to you?
No, it's not crazy. But what's crazy, again, like all the photo evidence that both sides have points to there being, sure, $20,000 worth of Lego in this of Star Wars Lego in the store that night, right? I don't know, man. I'm just like, can people understand maybe why there was some confusion and why there was some hesitation when somebody comes in and says, hey, you owe me $60,000 worth of product and Lego, and we go, we don't even know who you are. Like, yeah, Crystal mentioned something about consignment on her way out the door. And we go, sure, we'll get that figured out. But then the guy just walks in and demands $60,000 worth of Lego? Like, what am I supposed to do other than say, cool, show me, can you show me the proof?
The problem is there's so much of a dispute on the timeline, and this is what's going to make this story so hard to tell, is like, they say, you guys are unreasonable. They tried, and eventually they gave up. But they say they tried and they were basically met with, like, unreasonable requests, things like that. So
verification, documentation, is that unreasonable, do you think?
Well, I think they would say they provided the documentation, and you guys say you need more documentation. So I mean, that's kind of the
right. A spread, like, I understand a spreadsheet and a contract are a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never got that. That was never sent to us at corporate, by the way.
Y'all do have the spreadsheet though, yeah? Y'all have the spreadsheet. That
was shared online, but months after we asked for it.
It says it's. I'm so confused. It says I'm on the file right now. It says storage used, owned by BAM Franchising Inc. Owner Salem.or bricksandminifigs.com.
What are you looking at?
It says owner Salem.or at bricksandminifigs.com. That's you guys. It says owned by BAM Franchising Inc. It says created September 6, 2024. And when I look at it, this is the Mansell list, I believe.
So this would have been created under, like, so we have the
y'all definitely have this. Y'all have access to this.
Well, I had no idea. Like, so if this is the first that anyone has shown me that a spreadsheet was created using, like, Bricks and Minifigs Salem, like, and all of this stuff was archived. This is the first I've seen that this spreadsheet was created by Crystal. And we don't know how accurate it is, how up to date it was. We don't know a lot of those types of things. And understand, I appreciate you sharing this with us because we had no idea. Again, you don't know what you don't know, and you can't, like, we don't know everything, and we don't go, like, looking in every nook and cranny everywhere. Like, we just don't know some of those things. So If that's there, we can now have our team go look for that.
When it comes right down to it, they're going to have to make a judgment call and say, who's telling the truth? The people who were taking all the pictures and say, and we couldn't take pictures of everything the night of, but we're being honest consistently, and the people who are saying, there was $5,000 there. Really? Like, that makes no sense. We've got the evidence, and yes, there's a discrepancy. We acknowledge we did not take pictures of everything, but does that mean that the discrepancy is, oh, and therefore these missing, percentage, whatever that would be, 5%, is some magical other place? Or it was sitting there in the store and we didn't get pictures of it.
If I messed up,
explanation.
If I messed up on my record keeping, I will take accountability for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. If my staff didn't draw attention that consignments had left out, so I'd move them to the thing. Any of that, I will take accountability to that. I am more than willing to do that. I need BAM to show me those tickets.
As they promised to do.
I will sit down with Brian and talk this over and figure out what we missed and where it was missed and how it was missed and make that right with him.
I mean, that's new information no one's ever found out, so that's like awesome. They're gonna lose hundreds of millions of dollars because of their own wrongdoing. They're literally gonna destroy their entire company because they're this stubborn over maybe $20,000 worth of Lego.
Sure, I'll be keeping you in the loop with what
Nice. I'm excited. This was good work. My other final thoughts is, dude, you solved it, dude. That's awesome.
Oh shit.
This stubborn over maybe $20,000 worth of Lego.
Sure, I'll
Hold
be
on.
keeping you in the loop with what
Nice. I'm excited. This was good work. My other final thoughts is, dude, you solved it, dude. That's awesome.
As making this video, Brandon Best and Josh Johnson are no longer working at Bricks and Minifix. Bricks and Minifix is destroying Brian and Son has been for 1 million damage. Ooh. But they caused it themselves. With the litigation shit. Restraining orders instead. Yeah. Government assuming present benefits and loss escalation. Good. Y'all want to watch Penguin vs. Zero? H3 Ice Dubs also? Y'all want to watch that or no? Let me know. Hey, let me know. What you want to know. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. 30 minutes. Shouldn't be too long. 30 minutes. Take a piss. Eyes feeling
I
low.
just heard about the H3 versus iDubbbz defamation lawsuit and spent the last 3 or so hours learning about it and getting into the nitty gritty, figuring out all the bits and pieces and getting all the morsels of information I could find to really put the nipple clamps on it and figure out what all the hoopla is. And it is a real thing. The pugilistic legal paperwork has been filed against iDubbbz, so now they're gonna duke it out, not with knuckle sandwiches, but with extremely expensive litigation. Offer it before I even get into the spaghetti and meatballs of the actual story here, there is just something that pets my peeves. There is something that grinds my gears, greases my cheeks so much I can't resist yapping about it briefly. When I was in the trenches digging around for information about what all of this is about, I kept seeing people say that I refuse to cover these kind of things for a variety of different reasons. I'm ignoring it, this and that. I don't know how many more times I need to say this. I am just really not online that much these days. The only streams I watch are like the Summer Games Fest and like events like that, but I don't watch streams. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, and I don't go on Twitter, like, at all. I still have Twitter because I send and reply to DMs through there sometimes for like events, like Tyler won's League of Legends tournament. I heard from him on Twitter DM, so I have it for reasons like that. But I don't, like, doom scroll Twitter and see a bunch of things anymore. Look at the last tweet I made. So, like, I don't see a lot of these things that are going on anymore. But for some reason, everyone jumps to, oh, he must be ignoring it. He's got to be ignoring it. We can really tell a lot about this guy from the things he refuses to cover. I just don't see them. The things I do hear about come from my friends sending them to me, or when I stream chat telling me about them, putting them on my radar. But if neither of those two avenues show it to me or tell me about it, I just never hear about it. And I'm not even a fucking streamer anymore, not full time. I'm like a semi-retired streamer. I stream sometimes, and sometimes I'll stream like 3-4 days in a row. But basically what I do now is I just play like old school games, like a lot of retro games or a lot of Steam cum dumpster games, like actual trash. Yeah. So like I'm not even really a streamer, so I don't even see a lot of that either. So like it's not me avoiding certain things for a nefarious reason. I just literally don't ever hear about it, so I never learn about it. Now, there is some stories that I do hear about and get really invested in, like Bricks and Minifigs versus Reckless Ben. I've been very glued to that one, had my finger on the pulse of. But that was something I was put on my radar by friends and stream chat. So, genuinely, I am just not online that much, so I don't see a lot of it. So, with that out of the way, I did spend like the last 3 hours learning about this defamation lawsuit between H3 and iDubbbz because that did sound pretty concerning. Because there's always been like an unwritten rule on the internet, not just YouTube, where if there's beef online, it stays online. And you handle it online without, you know, going over that threshold.
Right.
The event horizon of trying to use litigation to silence your opponent or something like that. That had always been etched in the stone tablets, the fucking 10 commandments of online discourse. And now all of a sudden, I'm hearing about H3 suing iDubbbz for defamation. So obviously I wanted to hear more about that. And after diving in, hitting that cannonball into the pool, I learned he has a lot of active lawsuits. I think it's 5, maybe 6 against other streamers and YouTubers. So it's a bit of a rampage he's been on. I knew about one before all this, which was against the Snark community. That I did hear about. And
What's
that
the Snark community?
Made a lot of sense to me, actually. The Snark community, from what I recall, was doing some diabolical, like, harassing, stalking stuff, sending CPS. I remember that, and like Human Skulls. Those things I recalled from like the Snark community. So it made sense that he would pursue litigation there, because that is highly illegal fucking psychopath behavior. So that one I remember, and that one made sense to me. But when I was learning about these other ones, granted, I haven't dove too deep into all those because this is clearly a lot. I was mainly focused on the defamation one, but man, Ethan Klein has become like the Nintendo of YouTubers. He is extraordinarily litigious. Anyway, enough blabbering. What started this defamation lawsuit was this iDubbbz stream.
Okay, this is my watermark for the stream. I don't want any of my content being stolen. Got another Kalshi ad? I'm sorry, Fazium. We're all getting Kalshi ads these days. It's okay. So I do want to say I don't agree with what's being said in this comment here, but I'm putting it on screen because I think it should be addressed because it's a big, bold accusation that's very fucked up.
It is very fucked up, and it's despicable that he would think it's a good idea to post that there while knowingly aware that it's not true. So the message isn't Ian's, this comes from Destiny, and he found this screenshot and he kept it on screen for a very long time. And he said he didn't agree with it, but thinks it needs to be addressed because it's so fucked up. It is a terrible stream. Just giving it to you real blunt, real raw. It is no good. And I'm no stranger to getting shit-talked by iDubbbz. He has said some very nasty, very untrue things about me on his broadcast as well. But what is being reported in regards to this stream isn't exactly telling the whole story. Now, when I first heard of this lawsuit, I was reading a bunch about it, but I wanted more information, like, directly associated with it to make sure I wasn't getting, like, fraudulent or misleading shit fed to me. So I reached out to someone whom I know is on the H3 team, and Ethan did hear about that, so he did talk directly about me on his show and challenge me on a few things, and I did eventually get to talk directly with Ethan, and I shared my full perspective on things and the problems I had around it and my concerns, and got his perspective on things to see if there's any misunderstandings and such. Ultimately, I don't think we fully saw eye to eye on this, which, you know, that's going to happen. I fully understand that this is a very emotionally charged subject for him after everything him and his family went through with Snarkers in particular. I know that the CPS and the human skulls incident are like a legitimately traumatizing thing, like the fraudulent CPS call. Like, I get how inexcusable and abhorrent that is. I really do. But I just truly don't believe that this lawsuit is in any way, shape, or form helpful to anyone. Outside of the lawyers, they're fucking smiling ear to ear. They're salivating right now, literally drooling with a bib on. But it's harmful to, I think, literally everyone involved and does have potential ramifications for others way outside of it. I have never and will never be a fan of extreme litigation, and I have always been vocally advocating against creators going that nuclear path, and I always will. Of course, there are cases where it is understandable. Like I said, going after the Snarkers that sent a fraudulent CPS thing through and the skulls and stuff, that one I do understand. But this one, I could never support that, and I just can't see the real just cause behind it. And I think it is a terrible example for other creators in the space to follow, where maybe they believe that even though this is about like a Canadian defamation lawsuit, well, maybe they can try their luck in the States. You know, it's not like defamatory lawsuits are exclusive to Canada. There's better protections here, no doubt, but still, if they take from this that maybe the way to fight battles online is to go the litigious route, well, then it's just a huge mess across the board. I think it is just a very bad precedent. Even if, you know, the lawsuit doesn't end in a victory for him, this way of engaging with discourse, I think, has always been frowned upon, but for some reason is starting to get some more support behind it, and I just fully disagree with it. I think that this is genuinely just a, like, big threat across the board to just the entire space. Like, if discourse becomes, you know, fearful of like litigation flying back and forth, it's going to stifle a lot of voices and stifle some very like legitimate criticism down the line. It's just not something I want to see become commonplace. Now, I did also have a brief conversation with iDubbbz about this as well, letting him know that this really is a horrible thing that he did to try and make his point. And he agreed. He said that it was a legitimately awful thing that he did to make that point, and that it was a genuine, sincere apology that he was issuing and how regretful he was from it. So I did have a conversation with both sides of this to make sure I had like a full, clear picture of where everything was and what this was all about.
I don't know how it works in Canada, if the complaint is public or what. But if you look at it, he emphasizes throughout that he does think it's a serious accusation that needs to be investigated, and that he doesn't think it's a joke, right? Now, I know people are like, well, why don't you sue Destiny for saying it? Well, Destiny made it immediately. First of all, this is a comment from Destiny, like made in passing. Ian put it on his screen for 2 hours during his main broadcast. Destiny made it clear that he was not being serious, right? Pretty much immediately after writing it. Like, nobody was like, yo, Destiny made this claim that Ethan molested his children. Oh, shit. No, people knew that when Destiny said it was like, he was just being a dickhead. Or, I mean, he was being a giant fucking piece of shit, right? But he immediately afterwards made it clear that he didn't actually think that. But Ian took that, and just because you're showing what someone else said doesn't make it not defamation, because you're showing essentially this accusation bare of context and also kind of saying that you think it's true, right?
Now, after hearing Ethan explain that, I actually made the noble sacrifice of going back and watching the entire iDub stream segment with this in it when he was talking about it. Boy, howdy. I'm not a hero. It was brave, but I don't need your flowers. That was agonizing. It was heinous, even. It was brutal. This whole segment where he was talking about that, I think, was really, really rough. But I don't recall at any point throughout it him actually trying to argue that it's a legitimate thing or trying to convince his audience that it's real. So I know one of the big things is that it came from iDubbbz, who has actually met Ethan and his family. So there's like this air of credibility around him saying something like this, but that's just not true. He's not even trying to say anything about it is credible, even outright says that it's not, that he doesn't agree with it. So he's not trying to present it as a real argument based on, any of his experiences knowing Ethan and his family.
Also, I will say that I think Ethan Klein is terrified of this guy. So it's just kind of like legit. It is to me, it's super funny that he has so much smoke for everyone that he thinks he can bully, but the person that he's fucking terrified, he just keeps very overtly running from. And it's like, yeah.
Now, while Ethan is 100% correct that iDubbbz says that this is a big allegation that Ethan should be addressing, he's not doing it earnestly, or at least I don't think he was. It's actually really kind of hard to tell. The whole segment was fucking awful, and the point he was trying to make was really dog shittily done. But what he's trying to say is that clip right there at the end, where Destiny said this extremely outrageous, outlandish, disgusting thing about Ethan, and yet Ethan doesn't have smoke for him, but he does for the other people that he's gone after through lawsuits. I'm pretty sure that's the point he was trying to make by putting that on screen, like, look, Destiny has said something absolutely despicable, yet you don't have that same energy for him as you do for the others. Unless I've blanked out and like erased moments from my memory from this segment, I don't recall him saying that this is like a serious thing he believes in and is presenting it as such. Like about Ethan is this, and this is a real allegation that really has a lot of water to it. Now, this doesn't change the fact that what iDubbbz did here is completely awful. To try and make this point using that kind of comment with something as monstrously evil as that is just so fucking low. It is. But I don't believe it's how Ethan is necessarily explaining it to everyone, where iDubbbz is really, believing in this. iDubbbz came over to my house, he met my family, now he's going out there saying these things. It is extremely scummy because he did meet his kids and everything, and now he's putting a comment out there like that. That is very scummy, but he's not using it to try and make this claim that Ethan is those things. He's trying to use that to show that Destiny has said something so fucking terrible, yet you are not approaching him with the same energy you have everybody else. That is the point he was trying to make, I think, throughout that segment, at least from everything that I saw when watching it. Granted, it was very hard to sit through, but I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to get at with that there. But I think that was a terrible way of going about it. Now, Ethan also addresses why he's not suing Destiny as well, and he's saying because Destiny cleared up that he wasn't being serious right away. I don't understand that. I'm not going to lie. That's not making sense to me. Can't wrap my noodle around it. It's not computing. I think it is a very disgusting statement. 100%. He's not wrong for feeling like this is a terrible thing that's being said about him. That is a line you don't cross, talking about people's children in a manner like this. It's gross. It is gross. So then why is this defamation lawsuit reserved exclusively for iDubbbz with a nice big bow on it, but not also extended to Destiny, the genesis of that comment? Does that not just prove the point that I believe...
Let me grab some water. Look at his face.
iDubbbz was trying to make in the first place, which is Destiny, for some reason, can say these atrocious, abhorrent things about Ethan, and for some reason, Ethan doesn't have the same anger towards Destiny as he does someone like iDubbbz. Now, I guess with iDubbbz, you could then say, well, iDubbbz actually did meet his children and stuff, so it's an extra level of fucked up, which is fair. I do completely agree. It does add another fucked up rancid layer to this lasagna here, where he did actually know Ethan and his family, and would use a comment like that to try and make his statement about, like, being soft on Destiny or whatever. But I still just don't understand why Ethan is willing to just be like, yeah, but Destiny, you know, cleared up that he wasn't being serious. He was just goofing around. He was just being a dickhead. What? If the reason truly is that Canada's laws around defamation are significantly more lax, and thus you have a case in Canada, but not the US, then to me that tells me that it's not really a defamation case worth pursuing. And if you're not going after Destiny for these comments, but you will for iDubbbz trying to make a different point about it, again, I want to make it clear. I think the way iDubbbz went about doing this point is fucking atrocious. I don't know how much more clear I can make. But he wasn't trying to argue the legitimacy of the claim or anything like that. It was to show that you're very soft on Destiny, but not others, and used that outrageously gross comment as an example of it. But if you're going after iDubbbz solely because you know you can get a defamation case win because of Canada's laws not being as protective as the US's, that's why you don't go after Destiny, then that to me says that you were just trying to take advantage of those laws, the lax nature of those laws in Canada, to get revenge on someone that has wronged you.
I said from the beginning that if people want to go after my children, then, you know, the rules of engagement have changed forever. And that's what I said then. And when, you know, when Ian broadcast this, I sent him a cease and desist because, I mean, there's certain things that you don't say and you don't do and lines you don't cross. And they flaunted it. They didn't take it seriously. And
I totally understand that. If someone is going to cross that line, going after, like, your children or your family, I get being upset about that. Absolutely. But you're saying that the rules of engagement have changed for everyone but Destiny? Because he is the one that made the comment, and you're, like, totally just okay with being like, but he cleared up that he wasn't serious. He cleared up he was just being a dickhead. It's just not making sense. And if iDubbbz throughout that stream segment was going on and on about how like actually serious this is and how much he really believes in it, trying to convince his audience that it's true, trying to like lead some kind of like investigation against you, like another CPS visit, like another fraudulent visit from CPS, then I would totally understand pursuing like litigation against that to stop it. Now, but from what I saw in that stream, there was nothing of the sort, and he did outright say that he doesn't believe it, and that he was only saying that it should be addressed as a way of pointing to you not wanting to engage with Destiny because you're afraid of Destiny. At least that's how it seemed from all of that garbage I sat through there. I'm pretty sure that's what he was getting at. Now, he does mention a cease and desist here, which they did send a cease and desist to iDubbbz, and it does seem like iDubbbz was fucking filled with jubilation upon receiving it. I've seen a couple of clips where he was like really nonchalant about it, almost seemed kind of happy about it. Maybe he thought it'd be like a big boom of exposure or something. I really don't know who would celebrate something like that. But yeah, it seemed like he wasn't taking it seriously. And he did eventually come out and say like he really regrets doing this segment and like how bad it was, and that he did make like an apology for doing it, thinking he went too far. But it did take a while. And it's worth mentioning that his community, iDubbbz, like his stream chat and like the people watching iDubbbz, were not supportive of his actions with showing that comment and trying to make that point using something so heinous. It's not like his audience was eating it up and really celebrating what he did here. His own audience was turning against him for doing that, from what I saw. Now again, I've only learned about all this after the fact, so maybe some of like the positive stuff was scrubbed or deleted. But a lot of what I can find was people in his audience really didn't agree with him doing this.
I don't see how,
Yeah, agreed.
how you can say that I'm not justified when somebody's who's your former friend who's been to your house and met your children is broadcasting this as a silly, it's just silly. Ethan needs to address this little minor claim that he molested his own children and he's a pedophile. Is that funny? I don't know. Is that a joke? Is that free speech? I don't think so. Then the other thing I hear is like, this is a grave threat against free speech. No, it's not. Defamation laws exist in every major Western country, because you can't just say people molested their children. That's not free speech. That's not protected speech.
And good thing iDubbbz didn't. That would be the comment that was left by someone else. So if that is the big problem, that this was said in the first place, then wouldn't that energy be channeled at the person who actually said it? He's trying to portray it as though
Exactly.
Ian is championing it. That
he has a good point.
Trying to use this knowingly fraudulent information to push an agenda that Ethan is a monster, that does the unthinkable to his children. But when watching it, again, that's just not what he was saying, and he did outright say he doesn't believe it in the first place. He then goes into like, how is that a joke? Well, you just said that the person who left the comment Destiny was just joking, basically. He was just being a piece of shit. But he wasn't being serious, that was a goof. That doesn't make sense, man. So it was a joke when he wrote the comment, but it's not a joke when iDubbbz is trying to use it to shittily make a point. And it wasn't even making a joke about the comment itself, just more so that you weren't getting upset at Destiny for making it in the first place.
You can't accuse someone of committing a heinous crime. That's not, if they didn't, that's not free speech. That's not protected speech. It's literally not protected speech. It's actually explicitly carved out in the law as, you know, this is the legal route you take when someone defames you, right?
Ethan, of all people, should be very familiar with how defamatory lawsuits can be exploited by those with a lot of money. He was the guy that always fought on the right side of these kind of battles. And now in this case, I really think he's lost his way in that regard. What he is describing here is...
You were supposed to protect the Republic, not destroy it.
Not even what iDubbbz did. He's talking about...
Hold on. He don't deserve that. Scratch your back. Never mind. I didn't say shit.
You can't make these comments.
I didn't
That's
say
not free
shit.
speech. Destiny made the comment, man. Literally. And yet you're not going after him. You've already excused him, wrote it off as he wasn't being serious, a dickhead, and are instead going after iDubbbz, who was very shittily using it to make a very different point and even outright said he doesn't believe it, by the way. So it really feels less about the actual defaming and more about just being able to continue to, like, really drive the nail into iDubbbz, which is extremely unnecessary. His own community didn't agree with him when he did this. He lost members of his community for this because he was so in the wrong for it. Everyone was on your side when all of this was unfolding. So really, what else are you even trying to accomplish? He came out of that much worse, and he outright apologized for it, admitted how wrong he was for it, and everything like that eventually, which is a significantly bigger L than, like, a legal one in the eyes of the internet, to be, like, that wrong and that much on, like, the wrong side of, like, the drama. By every possible interpretation, you won here. You proved the claims were fraudulent, they were false, they're not real, and people were on your side in this whole situation here and against how iDubbbz had gone about trying to make this point. All you had to do was just leave it at that. But by making this lawsuit, you've now made a new issue out of it that is a concern and can affect other people entirely unrelated to it. And I'm honestly very surprised why Ethan can't see that. After all of the lawsuits he's been through, something like this should be very apparent how it can be used exploitatively against others, even outside of a case of, like, this extreme degree. Like, Ethan of 10 years ago, I think, would absolutely see that, but right now, I just think after everything that he's been through, he's just completely clouded by it and can't see that anymore. But now let's dive into, like, the concern about how this can affect, free speech or discourse online, because Ethan is talking about, like, how he doesn't understand how it could because this is such an extreme thing that was said that's so gross. And he's right. This is a very gross thing that was said. And if iDubbbz was pressing it as a very legitimate thing and trying to make it seem like it's true to everyone, that kind of thing, then it would make a lot more sense to go this kind of route. Because that is something like the snark community was doing with, like, some really unhinged behavior. So, like, that would make sense to me. But that's not what happened here, and the reason why this is concerning is because, let's say Ethan does win this lawsuit here, that then opens the door for other people to come in with less extreme shit. Like, yes, in this case, it is very over the top and gross. But defamatory statements aren't just this extreme level. Defamatory statements are very wide-reaching. And this being something you can point to, like, okay, so it worked for Ethan, it can probably work for me against this guy who said this thing that actually damaged my brand. In Ethan's case, I think it'd be very hard to even prove damages in the first place. I don't know if that's something that's required by, like, Canadian law. I have no fucking clue at all. I know they don't have the same level of free speech protections or anything like that, so maybe that's not even a requirement or whatever. But I think it would be a Herculean task to prove that H3 had suffered, like, a reputational hit or a loss of revenue or a brand tanking because of iDubbbz's stream here. Because what has often been flexed by a lot of people is how H3 has thousands upon thousands of live viewers all the time, and iDubbbz would have, like, 100. So H3 being, like, 100x the size of iDubbbz, it would be very hard for anyone to point to and say, what iDubbbz did here really damaged the H3 brand, and here's the proof. We lost so many members on YouTube or something. Like, that's clearly not going to happen.
Yeah,
but someone else absolutely could. Like, something that a lot of people talk about online, like commentary YouTubers, I suppose will stay in that realm, is scammers. So why couldn't a scammer then utilize this same play? Okay, we can actually prove damages because they talked about, a customer's terrible experience with us, and that was defamatory, and look at how much business it cost us, and it ruined our reputation. And I think you could possibly point to Ethan's lawsuit here, should he win, as evidence like, look, he got a defamatory ruling in his favor after suing iDubbbz for something someone else said, so we are going to be suing this YouTuber for what this customer said that they talked about in their content that ruined our brand or took away some business. Because in a lot of commentary videos, the sources come from others, whether it's individuals or something else. So if you can sue for a reason like this, and when it does open up to
Yeah,
exploitation
the
from
president.
some.
Yeah, said it the president. That's what they do in lawsuits. They look back and they look back at what was said in a previous lawsuit and the ruling. Like, it's just a bad precedent for you to be able to say, yeah, but look at this lawsuit. It went this way, right? Like when he says IDOPS did this, I did that, and then when somebody else well, what he did was fucked up, no doubt about it. But later on, if somebody else does something similar, they'd be like, yeah, but that ruling was in favor of this guy over there. So now this lawsuit must go that way too, right?
Some bad actors. So yeah, while it is kind of extreme in what has happened here between iDubbbz and H3, I think you could very easily look at it and say, okay, if he can sue for what someone else said and was on his stream,
exactly,
why can't I sue for what someone else said that was in their content that I believe defamed me? And I just think that it does open the door to some problems. And
exactly.
I've seen the responses kind of split. In the commentary community, I thought it'd be unanimously, discouraged for pretty obvious reasons. It has historically always been spit upon, but because it's now against someone people don't like, iDubbbz, they're okay with it and even laughing about it, which I just don't really get. I don't know how the lesson hasn't been learned that when something gets used against someone you don't like, it doesn't mean it's only ever going to be used against people you don't like. Once that can of worms is open, it becomes the Wild West, and it can be a problem for everybody. Like, making an exception like, yeah, ooh, not good. I've always been really against YouTubers filing, litigation against other content creators, but since it's iDubbbz, I'll be okay with it. Which I think is some pretty silly shit. I think the internet, in its first go-around with this topic, pinned the tail on the donkey. I think they were correct with the take on this topic, that being extremely litigious and going after other content creators and such with defamatory lawsuits and such is just not very good. It's the same tactics that have been used from some extremely shady companies in the past against people online, and it's just a tactic that used to unanimously leave a sour taste in the mouth of just normal people online. But now in this case, because it's against someone they don't like, they're willing to be all right with it and turn the other cheek to it. And I don't think that's right. Again, if iDubbbz truly was spreading maliciously fraudulent information of this disgusting stuff that was made in this comment, and saying like, this is real, this is true, this is awful, look at what's happening, look what he's done, that kind of thing.
I think this guy Charlie, I think he articulates well. I think he's a good speaker. He's been doing this for a long time, apparently. Obvious, I don't fucking know. Some word. Put some word in there. He's been doing this litigiously. He's been doing this transformatively. Or what's simple?
I would really understand it more then, because then that is very different than just normal internet beef. That is psychopath evil shit. But from what I've seen in that stream, that's not what was happening. So I really don't understand this perspective from commentary channels to treat this like it's just some kind of hoot and holler and goofy thing, let's celebrate it, point and laugh. When I think it's pretty easy to see how this could potentially be used as ammunition in some less than savory lawsuits going forward, specifically in Canada. It would obviously be like for Canadian YouTubers, but even still, it's probably best not to just have more ammunition for some bad actors to be able to exploit legally. Like, I don't understand why, because it's happening to iDubbbz, everyone's willing to just like forget about the last like fucking 15 years of everyone knowing that this kind of thing isn't really good. So yeah, I've been yapping about this for a minute now, but I do cover these like YouTuber streamer lawsuits that occasionally pop up, the ones that I'm aware of at least, and this one was very surprising to see. Now, like I said, I did have a conversation with...
I do agree that it's strange that he doesn't have that same energy for Destiny.
Both iDubbbz and Ethan, and at the end of the conversation with Ethan, he wanted to prepare a statement because I wasn't shy about letting him know that The exact way I've talked to him in our conversation would be how I'm going to talk about it publicly. And since I've made it clear I'm not in the business of just leaking private text messages, he wanted to prepare something that I would share. And I've done this in the past, like sharing statements from the people that I cover in stories, so I'll do the same here as well. He said, when CPS was called on his family a year ago, the rules of engagement had completely changed. A snark community fabricated a lie that his children were crawling around in dog shit and eating it. An agent came to my home at 8 a.m. to look through my home and interview my children against their will. Investigation is now over, was determined to be unfounded. After this, he could no longer tolerate attacks on his children or attempts to break up his family. Ian was a friend of his for many years. He has been to his house, met his children. When he displayed a message on screen for over an hour stating that he's a pedophile that molests his children, carried a lot more weight than when Destiny said it. Destiny said it in a Discord chat in passing that was on screen for a few seconds. He'd never met or spoken with Destiny, and Destiny has never been to his house or met his children, has zero credibility on the issue, and made it clear that in passing chat message was never meant to be taken seriously. Ian, on the other hand, does know his family, has been to his home, and has met his children, and the fact that he exploited that closeness to forward such a heinous, unforgivable accusation forced him into action. To make matters worse, Ian has supported the call to CPS in his content deputy and openly associates with, spends time in, and celebrates the snark community from which the original CPS call came from. He believes it was Ian's intention to cause harm to his family, as he knew CPS had already visited the home and still decided to rebroadcast the accusations for over an hour on stream. He's pledged to do everything he can to hold him and anyone else who attempts to harm his family accountable in whatever way that he can. Because of the context, he believes that he has a much more viable case against iDubbbz than Destiny, and that's why he's only suing iDubbbz. Destiny also lives in USA, where defamation laws are much harder to win, versus in Canada, where iDubbbz lives. These are all the reasons that he's suing iDubbbz and not Destiny. He's chosen the legal and most proper way afforded to him that live in countries that value free speech, a lawsuit for defamation. Defamation is not protected speech. He does not have an unalienable right to say that he is a pedophile molesting his children. Accountability in this case has to be more than just internet mudslinging and jousting. He has crossed the line, and he's past the point of caring what Charlie or anyone else thinks, and he will protect his family at all costs. Now, if it wasn't clear, we didn't exactly see eye to eye on this case here in regards to this whole lawsuit situation. I believe, as is even stated in his statement, that he's targeting iDubbbz solely because the free speech laws in Canada are more lax, and it is more viable that he would win there versus in the US, where Destiny
I don't like that.
is. He's even saying that it would be harder to win that case against Destiny. So to me, that says that if the way you win is through more lax free speech laws, then it's not really a real defamation case worth pursuing. It's you taking advantage of that lax nature of those laws to further punish the guy who you have a lot of ire towards for the previous instances of aligning with the snark community and stuff like that, as opposed to actually fighting for, this was defamatory and that. It feels very familiar for a tactic that is common with big companies to financially drain someone that they have a lot of issues with for a variety of reasons, a whole host of reasons. And in pursuing this route, it does open a whole host of problems for a lot of other people and can have far-reaching consequences should it set some kind of precedent or set an example for others to try and follow suit. It is something that I've always advocated against, and there's nothing in all of the streams and evidence I've seen that indicates that iDubbbz was trying to push this as a true thing, using his previous relationship with Ethan as a place of credibility to try and preach to his audience that this comment is accurate. This is a legitimate claim that actually needs to be investigated. There was nothing I ever saw that gave me that indication. It was only ever Destiny made this atrocious comment that Ethan is not being very upset about and having a very different energy towards him than the others. And it was a very, very, very poorly made point using a very gross example for it, which is something iDubbbz openly admits. So anyway, I've been yapping about this for a long time now. That's really about it. So yeah.
Give me a moment. Oh, gameplay demo though. I want to watch this. But I'm gonna take a piss first. And I'm back. I'm returned. Nobody wanted anything? Okay. Lego Batman. No, let's watch gameplay. Let's watch let's play some Lego Batman. Right. What happened? The system software was updated while in rest mode. What does that mean though for us? What does that mean for us? Warner Brothers Games. Warner Brothers Games. The Legacy of the Dark Knight. Reluctant new ally at Catwoman crash chasing the Shrek's department store. But can Batman trust her? Yeah, we don't know.
This old friend. You believe they're behind the mime attacks?
You'll have to wait and see.
Go to the zoo.
Come in, anyone on patrol. Assistance needed in Old Gotham North. Citizen is fending off a wannabe thief.
Even more of a hero every day. I can help you out a little bit with that. You'll find races all around Gotham. Try to keep your times down. Good luck.
Good luck. Let me get swooped up. Somebody trapped. Oh. I need upgrades. Upgrades. Which unlock bunch. Light take down. More folks pre-zells. Perfect time to do more damage. I still want to get more health and more melee damage. Hello?
Hey, I need some help.
Sure.
Not quite.
What is this?
Can you help me out, please?
Dice. There's so many collectibles.
Hey, can you get this thing off me? Give me a hand, please.
That's a bunch of money. Let's go help this character.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Thanks for the rescue. The animals have gotten out, but my friend can help. Problem is, he's stuck in that pipe.
Sledging Ward.
Great! Now to figure out how to get the animals back.
How to get the animals back? What is this?
Here's the plan. You put this tracker on the animals that escaped. Then we'll know where they are and we can pick them up. Easy peasy, right?
Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Oh, by the way, there's a loose polar bear nearby. Think you can put a tracker on it? Thanks.
Thanks.
I better not smell like wet bear after this.
Animal tracker.
The bat and the cat fighting as one. Ugh, I can smell that bear from here. Time to put that tracker on. My kitty claws won't do anything, but I could install the tracker from behind. Tracker's on and we're still alive. Not bad.
Oh, that's dangerous.
If you find any animals in the city, can you put a tracker on them? We'll pick them up and rehome them. I don't understand how they all got out. Everything was fine. Then the power was suddenly redirected to Arctic World. I'll get the maintenance hatch open, in case you want to check things out.
Arctic World. Of course that's where he's hiding.
Arctic World.
My claws can cut through this easily.
Oh. Okay.
So why are we here? I don't see any sign of those mimes.
This was Penguin's hangout before he started running for mayor.
Oswald Cobblepot. But he was just attacked at City Hall.
That slime ball probably staged the whole thing. I just know he's got my loot.
Loot?
Sorry. My hard-earned loot.
Cobblepot's not short on cash, though.
Call it feline intuition. That slippery sleazebag is definitely in charge of those mimes.
That'll be my pizzas. They better not have scrimped on the anchovies.
Looks like we'll have to bypass the security gate to get inside.
Leave it to me. These claws aren't just for show.
Oh yeah?
Did Penguin really think putting the override switch up there would stop me? Oh, what's the matter, Bat Boy? Didn't have the time to get your nails done?
I'll stick with my back claw. Thanks.
Pull the lever. Can I play as Batman now?
Breaking in is always the easy part.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Let's go. This is more secure
Rubber
than I
ducks.
expected.
Kiss the gloom and gray goodbye. Rose, the spectacular performing seal, is back for another series of unforgettable shows. Visit the amphitheater today.
What was that? Get ready to meet the ground, bats!
Cobblepot isn't taking any chances. We'll have to find a way around his defenses.
You got him?
That's it. If you climb on that door, I can give you a ride to the top.
Break everything! Break everything! Right. I can't do Jim Gordon now? Right.
Keep an eye on things while I
Welcome
prowl
back,
around,
mans.
okay?
I'm Batman. Vigilance is my middle name.
Right. Turn off the ice traps.
Ah, what's all that commotion? Don't tell me it's the wind again. Gonna have to get that draft fixed.
This ain't gonna
Why can't I focus?
Whoa.
Talk about a meltdown. There must be a way to turn off this pesky ice machine.
Turn off the ice machine. Oh, look at that.
Batman probably.
Ah.
I probably shouldn't leave Batman unsupervised for too long. Me? Use this. Not possible.
Oh yeah.
There. This should warm things up.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry, I've got this.
My hero.
My thermal vision will lead me straight to the shutoff valve. Predictable. Cobblepot's henchmen have this place locked down. We'll need to get that door open to move forward.
Okay.
That the pizza guy? Took you long enough? Just leave it by the door.
chance.
Oh, you? You still got somebody left? We're maximum level?
Oh. Perhaps I can build something here.
We can build something, right? Oh my god. Okay, okay, I got it, I got it, I got it. Beautiful.
A dead end.
Will you get off of there? Daddy will feed you later. This pizza better be worth the wait. Oh, the cat in the bag. What is this? Some kind of joke?
Oswald, we're just here to talk.
My name's not Oswald, it's Penguin. I am not a human being. I'm an animal. A cold-blooded one.
Then come on out so I can clip your wing.
I knew you'd be working with those mimes. You missed your chance at City Hall.
We weren't.
And I ain't giving you another. My penguins, march!
Hey, yo.
Nicely handled. Watch out. These penguins are set to self-destruct.
Oh, but look how cute they are.
We'll see how cute they are once you be blown sky high.
The vent. That's our way out.
The vent? But can't we build something? Oh. Oh. Secret.
A new toy, huh?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you don't want to fall in the water. Take a little bit of damage when you do that. But we didn't miss any of the rubber ducks so far. I wonder what we get out of them.
Hey, what's this button do?
Don't even think about it. Cobblepot hates it when people touch his stuff. He does keep a lot of nifty things in here, though. No, gotta stay focused if I want that promotion.
Oh, vent. Cut the glass. Or we can go through here.
Look at all this junk. Ugh. Penguin has way too much time on his greasy flippers.
You guys better
Penguin's tacky umbrellas. They might actually come in handy here.
Oh, okay. We have some sort of a puzzle here. Oh yeah. Get out of the way, Batman.
Oh!
There we go. Good stuff.
Another job for me? Well, you know what they say. A thief's work is never done. Look, a boat. How ridiculously convenient.
Whoa.
Sheesh. Talk about a meltdown. My, whatever will they come up with next?
What's next here? Sorry, Batman. Give me to hit you. What?
Ugh, so much for that. But I'm not against a little DIY. Perfect. Now we'll be able to control the water level.
Oh.
Water's gone, which means the catwalk is clear. That platform floats on the water. Could be useful. There must be somewhere I haven't looked yet.
We gotta hold it in. Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm just out here doing my thing.
Yoo-hoo! I could use a ride over here.
Oh. That's Catwoman's job.
chivalry's dead.
Goodness.
Cats and water do not mix. Ahem. I could use a little more of that chivalrous spirit.
Right away, milady.
You're on armored camera! They're tough as nails and certified bat-proof. There's no way you're taking these babies down.
Ugh, how rude. I bet the bat has something in that cowl of his that'll take out these cameras. I hate to admit it, but I can't get through here. Maybe Batman can help.
Whoa. 5 Nights at Freddy's, huh? Can I use this? Oh.
Hey, Batman. I'm feeling a little lonely over here. Nice of you to join me.
You really don't want us to
Think
touch
you
any
can
of
do
this
something
stuff.
about these cameras?
Is this a security console? This is a security console.
Time to take these cameras down at the source. Huh, the handle's missing. Huh?
I need a handle. Alright, I'm back. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. I don't care anymore. That's so silly. I'm guessing we'll find a key out here. Guessing we'll find a key out here. Oh. Yeah. Pick up the key. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Apply that gaming noodle. How many do we get? That's a rubber duck. How did we miss two?
Here they come.
How did we miss two of the double ducks? I thought we had all the ducks in a row. Man, that's unfortunate.
Let's shut it down. Look out!
Little bird should stay away from big bad kitty cats. I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
Take them out, take them out, take them out. Get the big heart. Oh my goodness, how did we not dodge that? What? Yeah, more focus. Oh, baby.
Look at us, the cat and the bat. Has a nice ring to it.
Sounds like a nursery rhyme, and those never end well.
Whoa. Jump scare.
This is a job for my trusty shark repellent bat spray.
I'd ask if you were joking, but I know better than that.
Bet 1, shark 0. Let's see what's in that cage.
It's 2-4. I don't get in the water, but it's the shark.
Since I've seen a moat. Looks pretty deep, too.
You know what it takes to dig a moat like that? Back-breaking wood, that's what. I got a hernia to prove it.
No more penguin. We're cruising for a bruising. What do we build here?
That seems like a good idea.
Build with what?
We're gonna have to get creative here.
Exactly.
What about that shark cage? Looks like there might be something inside.
Yeah, but it's too far away. How do we get to the shark cage? Can we backtrack the whole level though? Oh, there's a rubber duck right there. We can backtrack, no? I think we can backtrack. Find all the rubber ducks.
We should be able to cut through this glass with the right set of claws.
Yeah. Oh! Don't think I didn't see you. I got them all. Beautiful. Hold on, let me use the bathroom real quick. Alright, I'm back. I'm a little bit confused though as to what we need to be doing here. It says build, but I don't see anything to build with. Oh. We need the cogwheel. Oh, okay. You melt the ice with the fire. Spread explosive gel. What was that?
some use out of this.
Double coins. Get some use out of the double coins. But how are we supposed to do this though? And now it's not too far? I thought it was too far all this time, bro. Let's build, man.
Get in. You might want to hold on to your cat ears.
What a rush. Let's do that again.
I think the shark's still recovering.
What a
The amphitheater. That must be where Oswald is hiding.
Good. Let's get on with the show.
Continue the mission.
I ain't sending someone as cute as you out there. Daddy's no monster. Batman! I don't know how much she's paying you, but you made a big mistake coming here.
Oswald, we just have some questions.
Yeah! We know how that goes. You try and run me over with a Batmobile. Time to fly the nest. Sorry!
Whoa.
Not the type of bath I enjoy.
You two just don't give up! Get him!
Whoa.
You chumps are gonna regret messing with me.
Yo, Eden White, what's good? Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the follow. Smell.
Come and get me! Just try it!
My whip will run.
Oh. Whip him, whip him, whip him. Whip him.
It's not safe from...
Oh.
There's no getting through to you, is there?
Whip him, whip him, whip him. You can dodge.
Come on! You're gonna let him treat me like this?
You should have stayed in. I'm not paid enough for this.
What are you waiting for? Teach
Whoa.
him out! You can't touch it! Funny!
This is the end.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a blast!
I can take him down.
Your cat food cobble.
Oh yeah, we gotta hit him with Batman.
Get him, boys! Come on, let's on that boat! I'm completely protected!
That umbrella's no match for my whip.
Hey, hold my bar!
What is the claw? Oh my goodness. Almost done.
This ain't over, you miserable stray!
Yeah, you better swim away. Creep.
A list of bribes for his
This is
mayoral
Batman.
campaign.
Lego
So his
Batman.
business dealings are fishy. Quelle surprise.
This is enough to put him away.
Ugh, I knew he was behind those moronic mimes.
No one ever tell ya! Curiosity exploded the cat! Now you're really starting to ruffle my feathers! Duck and cover! Get it? I'm making waves, baby! Incoming!
Allow me to send that rocket back where it came from.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals!
Jump on the thing. Oh wow. Whoa. What?
Hit him where it hurts. In the propeller.
Pull it.
Get him while he's down.
We just beat up on this thing.
Don't you have anything better to do? I'm not messing around! This'll make the hairs in your nose tingle!
One takes all I need to whip that rocket back in his face.
Oh.
So anyway, I started blasting.
We can't defeat the penguin, right?
The propeller is its weakest point.
We've got an opening.
Why's this always happen to me?
Did I hit twice?
One step for me, one massive headache for you.
That rocket needs to be returned to its rotten center.
Out of my way. Oh, missed time to jump. He almost done though.
Go for the propeller.
Good. It's over.
I'm just glad to. Now you'll pay for what you did to me.
Yeah!
What are you talking about, you filthy flea bag?
Ring a bell?
Running for mayor, eliminating past less than savory associates.
World's greatest detective, everybody! You're both way off the mark. I found that right after my iceberg lounge got hit. Then they came after me at City Hall. Whoever they are. They knew all about our stashes, how much was in them, and all our other dirty secrets. Ain't that right, Whiskers?
Whatever. I'm out of here then.
Wait!
Well, lesson learned. But in the end, all that counts is... Who's holding the umbrella?
No lead on the mines, but there's enough in here to put Oswald away for the next few elections.
Thanks. A dent is stable, by the way. Robot penguins, huh? Whatever next.
Pizza for Mr. P. N. Gwyn? Extra anchovies? Anybody?
There's the pizza. The penguin. The penguin. Got a skill brick. Oh, Batman Ninja. Rubber ducks. Ah. Could they be the answer?
That's an arrogant bat slowing me down. Ugh, who does he think he is anyway? Sneaking about in the darkness.
Where is she? Slinking around in the shadows.
You're following me for a reason. And it better be good.
This isn't over.
How so, Bat Hun?
The penguin's card. It's printed over another image.
Why, so it is. A pair of jokers. Winner takes all.
Well, whoever planted these has still got your money.
Ugh, don't remind me.
Where are they from? Huh. They don't match up. I've just realized something.
So have I. There must be more cards.
Let's go find the other cards. Work out where they're from. Judging by their MO, the mimes were targeting people and places associated with Carmine Falcone. Let's go check out his secret cash stash at the junkyard.
We always go to the nicest places.
How do we get in there?
Master Bruce, I just thought I'd remind you that the animals from Gotham Zoo are still loose around the city. If your investigation allows, it would probably be wise to help round them up.
Of course, Alfred. We'll keep an eye out.
I don't think we can do this yet.
Come in, anyone on patrol. Assistance needed in Old Gotham North. Reports of an attempted break. Or somebody lost the keys. Over.
Go to the location. I like the animation of the flying, it's cool.
Oh, worried about my little testy test, hero.
I'm confused. I give up.
What were those mimes doing here?
I don't know. Has anyone checked?
Let's clear this place out.
The sniper spotted me. We fight. Can we get the 100 combo? Oh, we had 90 something.
We were right. The mimes beat us here, which means they must have left a joker card.
Search the junkyard for a
We
road
should
joke.
take a look at that van.
Yeah. That's unbreakable. Or maybe we go this way?
Mime residue.
Mime
Let's see where they left
residue.
that card.
Mime residue. I like that.
Catwoman knows safes better than anyone, including me. Looks like
I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, no, I don't like this. It
You're
is.
welcome.
How do I say? It's not smooth.
If we're going to identify the hidden image on these cards, we need to find one more.
Ugh. Fine. Where to next?
City Hall.
So why City Hall? You gotta file your taxes.
That's where the mimes attacked Penguin and Harvey Dent. It's safe to assume they left a card at the scene.
You're not a bad detective, you know.
As I said before, world's greatest.
I wouldn't go that far.
Let's go to the bridge. Gotta skedaddle.
Here we are, City Hall.
Ugh, why can't you just pretend to be escaping, huh? I hope you're here to help, because I've got my hands full with these mimes. Just like every other cop in Gotham. Once I get them to the station, I could...
You can what?
Well, here they go.
More?
These mimes are stronger than they look.
Wish you'd left a couple for me. Anyway, can I help you with something?
Have you seen a Joker card around here?
That's a negative, Batman. There was a giant jack-in-the-box, but it was taken to the station as evidence.
Let's head to the GCPD. I doubt they've unloaded the evidence yet.
We move.
We're looking for the evidence from City Hall. They would have driven it back here. Nice driving.
Weird, but I've seen weirder. Let's wash it.
Oh yeah. Build a shower room. Yeah. That's funny.
Oh,
That's
I'll
funny.
never use ketchup again.
Yeah, this ketchup and mustard?
Condiments. So many condiments. I don't know who he was. He just yelled that he'd be taking my squad car. And then the world was all tomato paste. My car had all the evidence from City Hall inside too. Maybe I'm the one who truly dropped the mustard.
Maybe.
Sir, I'm hearing reports of the vehicle in question at a warehouse on the west side of the city.
Warehouse on the west side. Got it.
In the next episode. Which is now. Welcome to another episode.
Let's get going. A girl doesn't have all day, you know.
With the booze.
Incoming crime alert. Looks like a disturbance in Old Gotham South. Two citizens are engaged in a struggle over some valuables. Over.
I have a single hair or claw out of place.
Shut your mouth. Catwoman.
You smell that?
The smell of a Bayside baseball field on opening day.
Exactly. More condiments. We must be in the right place. Unresponsive. Looks like the power's off.
Good thing I
Oh.
sharpened my claws. I can climb this easily. Done perfectly.
Yes.
As always.
Yes.
Time to head in. Be on your guard.
Batman's here! Oh, I knew this thing was important!
Who is this?
That evidence you stole? It's coming with us.
I knew I'd be an important villain. I'm gonna relish this, Batman!
Ugh, I'll smell like a hot dog stand after this.
He said I
Come,
relish
Batman.
this.
I'll give you a chance to catch up.
Is he gonna start throwing burgers next?
I'm covered in mustard.
It's just a matter of time before you taste defeat. I didn't think
A
I'd
one-hitter
taste
quitter.
defeat.
Now to see if there's a Joker card in that box.
I think we're missing something.
This box is broken. Let's see if we can find something to repair it. Looks like our ketchup enthusiast dropped something. Maybe we could use it. We can use that handle to get into the box. This is the last one we need. Time to put them all together.
Yeah.
I recognize this painting. It's on display in the Flugelheim.
It's closed for refurbishment. Whoever made these could be lying low in there.
Let's go to the Flugelheim. We can leave this condiment lover here. The cops will deal with him.
The cops will deal with him. Where's my Batmobile?
Let's get going. A girl doesn't have all day, you know. I don't think we should use the front door. Looks like it's locked anyway.
Looks like we'll need to use an unconventional
Google
entrance.
time.
Think I best leave this to Catwoman.
Don't worry, I've done this before.
I'm sure you have.
Lugelheim. Star mission. Star mission.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
This is from the movie from the 80s. I think I vaguely remember that.
What's going on here?
This place seems nice. I should come back for another visit.
I assume you mean during opening hours.
Maybe.
Appreciate the artwork.
Yeah, pulled a hamstring trying to strike that pose.
That's me. Yeah, this one we didn't appreciate. Every once in a while you give him a little slap.
Ah, the man behind the proverbial cow. Huh.
It's a golden orb.
Ah, now this takes me back.
Gray ghost.
I can't use this.
Cut the glass.
Oh, this is too nice to be hiding behind some dusty old glass.
You know you can't keep that, right?
Someone doesn't want us getting past.
Hi, I'm head over heels to meet you.
A recording? You must be joking. I wouldn't mind taking a look inside that safe.
Finding more of those head statues might help us reach it.
Yeah, maybe.
What's the harm in taking home another little keepsake?
The harm is something a judge will decide if you don't put that back.
Great explosives. Boom.
And I thought I had a head for hiding places.
This better not be a setup.
Congratulations. Puzzles like these usually go way over my head.
Where's this
Glad you
jukebox?
approve. Just one more statue to place. This will need a security card to open it. Must be one nearby. What a waste. I do enjoy my art well done. I hope they've got insurance. Feels like the answer's around here somewhere. Maybe I should take a closer look. This pattern. Maybe there's a hidden message. Just rectangles. I guess this wasn't to his taste.
This is driving me crazy.
Okay, not that one. Gotta keep looking.
Rock a party like nobody can.
This painting looks promising.
Give me that.
Aha, this seems useful. Looks like we found the right card. Huh. A bat signal would really complete the scene, don't you think?
These are famous art pieces. I hear it closer. Yes, shut up. Oh my god, and there's another one. The music never stops.
Another one of those head statues. We'll need to find a way to reach it.
Trying to steal me, huh? I think you're heading for disaster.
Ugh, I knew it couldn't be that easy. Oh boy, lasers, my favorite.
For your sake, I hope cooler heads prevail.
Easy money. The music never stops, huh?
Bravo! Your head and shoulders above the rest.
That safe is just the kind of thing my
Mona
talents were
Lisa.
designed for. Huh. Thought this was supposed to be smaller. Either way, I'll get it out of here later. No ring? Well, that's disappointing.
No, not the crack, the save. Come on. I'm moving it ever so slightly. The best bet is just to guess or like anticipate it a little bit.
It's Falcone's.
They've been Smilexed.
Welcome to the private view. I hope you're enjoying my work.
Red Hood won, but at Ace Chemicals, I saw you fall.
Haven't you heard of the healing power of laughter? You can call me Joker. I'm the world's first supervillain artist.
Love that Joker.
This tableau is just a preview. Let's share news of my upcoming masterpiece with the good folks of Gotham. Joker here. I've got a surprise for you, Gotham City. A big parade. At midnight, I will dump 20 million in cash on the crowd. You heard it, folks. 20 million. And there will be entertainment. A big Dukaroo with me in one corner, and in the other corner, the man who has brought real fear to Gotham City. Batman. Commence, oh festival.
Love that Joker.
Giving away my hard-earned? I'm on board. What next?
We've got to stop that parade.
Yeah, Flugelheim, mission completed, baby. Give me a moment here. Alright, I'm back. Alright, let me send this message. Skill brick. Oh, Rainbow Batman. Catwoman Batman 66. Bull boxes. We didn't get the red brick though. Yo.
The Joker is going to hijack Gotham's bicentennial parade. The route isn't far from here.
The route isn't far from
Incoming
here.
crime alert. Anyone available head to Old Gotham North.
It's too far away.
Confirm reports of someone not following the rules of the road. Over.
This looks like the place. Let's assess things from up top. This Joker loves being on camera.
Ooh.
What? I'm tidying up.
Leave it to the police.
And now, folks, it's time for Who Do You Trust? Hubba, 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 money, money, money. Who do you trust? Me? I'm giving away free money. And where is Batman? He's at home, washing his tights.
Tights. This tactical cloth is a unique carbon bi-weave.
You missed a spot there. Look, the balloons have gas canisters.
Citizens of Gotham, it's time for your final curtain call. But as my plastic surgeon always said, if you're gonna go, go with a smile.
He's gonna smile like the whole crowd.
We have to stop him.
We gotta get those balloons away from the people.
No kidding.
On top of the parade floats, we can release the balloons from there.
Oh, is that?
Need to focus. Space. Where no one can hear you meow.
Whoa, what's the animation there?
I can't release the balloon until the control lever's attached.
Where's the control lever?
Why can't I focus?
Hello?
Perhaps what we need isn't on this float, but under it.
Oh.
It worked! That balloon's out of here!
What is the destructibles on this level now? What is the collectibles? Cakes. I didn't even see that one. Give me the money. Oh, we did this one already.
Where did my delivery go?
Tropical island? What am I? Some sort of jungle cat? Ugh, there's no control lever. We need to find it and attach it. Opening the door to the volcano seems like a good idea.
Oh. Yeah, explode the crowd, please. Smilex.
Bye-bye, Balloony. Enjoy your new home in the sky.
I see a cake. Oh, we're missing one?
Mr. Wayne will be happy if I don't get that delivery back. I just can't stop losing these Wayne Tech deliveries.
Wayne Tech
Just the kind of tech I
deliveries.
need.
Where's the cake at though? We got one of them cakes out there. Living missionary. I bet there's cake here. Huh. cake, huh?
Was that?
I see a cake. I bet there's cake out here. One more. Where's the last cake? Oh, look at that, 10K monies. Huh? Oh.
Ooh, that TV would look great in my apartment. Just gonna make a little mental note of that for later.
How do we get through there? Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. No, that can't be it, right? Mysterious. Where's the cake? Cut the glass. The Wayne Tech.
I'll just help myself to whatever I find.
Wayne Tech cases, baby.
A new toy, huh?
Come on, man. Come on. Where's the cake?
Why don't you try giving your mouth a little... Huh? What? What does it look like?
Got him. There's a Wayne Tech thing here. Wayne Tech thing.
I'll get some use out of this.
Where's this cake?
Yeesh. Think they got enough security cameras in here?
Security cameras.
My, whatever will they come up with next?
Where's this cake? Oh. Oh. No. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Time for Catwoman to become queen of the castle.
Got him. Batman, beat him up while I do this. Where's that last piece of cake though?
Oh, Batsy, you're ruining my installation. Why must our encounters always end in tears?
Town's full of Smilex. It's going to explode.
We need to find a way to the top of that gate. Joker can
Next time though. Later on, buddies.